Alright guys, today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my new full coverage foundation routine. So if you want to see how I get my face this beat, honey, just keep on watching. So first you'll see that I'm starting with no foundation. I know, let's get to it. I'm going to grab my Badescu spray, press that in to refresh my skin, and then I'm going to exfoliate just a little bit with some Idealist. Next, I'm going to move into my moisturizer. Now, this moisturizer is the Resilience Lift Night Moisturizer. I know it says night, but I've been loving the finish that it leaves on my skin during the day. And honey, let's just be truthful. I haven't been getting enough sleep, so let's just use that moisturizer. Next, I'm going into my Myricks concealer. I've been loving this concealer lately as well. It does give me a lot of full coverage. It does have a little bit of peachiness in tone. Check the description box, and therefore you'll know exactly what shade I'm using. But I love the consistency of it. I do love it on naked skin. Just press it in, and you are good to go. I am using one of my Morphe brushes here to apply it, and you'll see that I press it in with my finger and just make everything as flawless and as seamless as possible. No lines of demarcation. Then I'm going to grab my Paw palette, which is on my wrist. I'm going to mix my Vision Cream color cover by Danessa Myricks and my Double Wear by Estee Lauder. I'm going to mix those two together using my Eve Pearl fan brush, and you'll see that I'm just applying it. With the one end of the brush, I'm spraying my brush with the Badescu spray, using the fan side and just blending this foundation in. Now, why this is so important, because a lot of times we use a beauty blender that absorbs the product. I want the product to stay on, so you'll see that I'm spraying my face. I want to keep my skin very wet, so therefore the product stays very wet. And you just blend it all in. You'll notice that there's still no lines of demarcation, but this technique gives your foundation such a high luster. Now I want to contour my face. I love using this technique. I love using a wet concealer as my contour product, so I am using the Double Wear in Deep. And you see I'm just applying that in my typical contour zones. Now, if you don't have a fuller forehead, then you might want to minimize how much product that you use. But frankly, I think we can all use a little bit on our forehead, cheek area, down the bridge of the nose, and going back in with that fan brush. Like, this fan brush has been giving me so much life. It doesn't streak my foundation. It doesn't streak my concealer. Everything gets a nice blend. But that Badescu spray, or you know, any other setting spray that you like, you want to use that just to keep your bristles wet. I'm not trying to set the product right now. I'm actually just making sure everything stays nice and wet, so it blends in nice and seamless. And the whole idea here is to keep the skin very, very hydrated, so as we go into fall, it stays very wet, so you don't need as much setting. But make sure any areas that you do crease, that you kind of tap that back out. And you know, I love my RCMA powder. I don't want to have any color, but I don't want to have any creasing. Grabbing my MAC fan brush. This is the 259 brush. Well, it's typically not a fan brush, but it kind of sort of is. And I'm just stamping out any fine lines. Next, yes, girls, we are using the Fenty, and this is one of the highlighters in Ginger Mule. And I am actually going to just apply that again to set in that contour, and tap on top just with the other highlighting point. Again, I will be leaving all the products in the description box, but this is the gag. I'm grabbing my Marc Jacobs Beauty, and I'm grabbing this yellow shade. And you know how that Killawatt or Trophy Wife highlighter by Rihanna is out of stock? This is a direct dupe for it. I didn't think that I was going to love it enough, but I am obsessed, and I'm almost out. So if you do have this Marc Jacobs palette, it is a complete dupe for Trophy Wife. So get the glowing, girls, and back in and pressing everything in. Yes, girls, even the highlight. We're going to do a little bit of brow art. I just filled this in with just an inexpensive brow product. Shape those brows, because I mean, this glow is necessary, but brows are too. Grabbing a little bit of my MAC. This is one of my bronzers. I'm using the Mineralized powder. I'm using the NW50 and a Sigma brush, and just pressing that along, again reinforcing that contour around my hairline, and you'll see why in just a minute. Still using that same MAC powder and just kind of contouring out around my eyeball, because I'm not going to do a whole lot of eyeshadow in this look. I'm just going to slap on some lashes. And what lashes do you ask? I'm going to tell you in just a second. But make sure as you wrap the eyeshadow around, that you do loop it around the lower part of the eye as well. I'm setting my face just on the lower area with my Chanel powder, one of my favorites. It matches. This is the shade 60. It's in the flat powder, more of an oil control powder. Yes, I am obsessed with it. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but it does give a beautiful, beautiful finish. And a little bit goes a long way. So just making sure you blend everything out. You guys make sure everything is nice and even. And you guys know the drill. I'm going to use a little bit of my L'Oreal Lash Primer. I'm going to apply that to my lashes as if I'm not going to wear falsies. And then my favorite mascara, They're Real. I'm using a sample size. And then boom, I pop on my lashes in collaboration with Glamorous Cosmetics. I absolutely love these lashes, and I posted this picture and you guys are obsessed with them too. I'm going to be leaving a link in just a bit on how you can purchase them. Using a little bit of lip balm just to make sure my lips are not dry. Grabbing one of my favorite nudes by Glamorous Cosmetics. This one is called Sober, and you see it's really a peachy nude, very, very flat but very easy to wear, so you have a look like this, very, very casual. And boom, we popped on one of my Tyson Beauty units and we are done. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment down below. If you did, give it 2 thumbs up. Check out my other videos. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.